Well, I have absolutely no idea what that was.
I have no idea.
I've never seen that before.
It worked though. That's what I'm stoked about.
Well, hang on. You all just sit right there.
Yeah.
What was that?
We're gonna have a moment.
What was that?
I think it's because you have the world's best internet.
I never have problems with my internet.
I know. I legitimately wonder though, which we'll talk about this. I legitimately wonder whether or not you have in the past, if not now, have in the past had problems because of the amount of Google products in
pushing through this house.
Yeah.
It's currently like I literally have Google running through the veins of this home.
You do.
That if at any given point it like completely craps the bed, I'm toast. Like the internet will never connect to this house again if that's the case.
Of course not.
Okay, and commence with the show.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Technically Speaking live show. This is episode number 25. Each week,
we get worse.
Friend Scott and my name is Greg. This is
Technically Speaking.
Well, yeah, you're Scott.
Oh, I'm Scott.
Yeah,
and blowing out audio probably.
Yeah. Things happen.
We're still working on the audio. Ooh, it's -3. We should probably let's back that off. It's just a skosh.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. So, anyway, each week Scott and I get together to talk about the latest happenings in technology. We argue about random things and pretty much just an excuse to get together to talk about dorky stuff. Because, I mean, we do that anyway, so we might as well do it for the entertainment of other people.
We're going to have some hot
Boy, there's been a lot of stuff that has happened in the last week. A lot of stuff about YouTube. There's a lot of stuff happening in the world of cryptocurrency. There's been some Apple news that has come out. So stick around. We're going to hit a whole bunch of different topics. Starting with, what do you want to start with?
Oh, man.
There's so many good. There's one that I can't wait to talk about.
We're going to let the YouTube one go a little bit later.
We're going to talk about YouTube.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, for sure.
It's going to happen.
Let's talk about...
we can group all the Google stuff together, the Fi thing, and then...
Yeah, you want to do Google stuff first?
Sure. Google Fi Unlimited. This tip came over from my... excuse me. I thought it was going to burp.
You having a moment there?
Yeah. This came over from my Google Fi top contributor friends, specifically Ben and Scott.
Love you, Ben.
Well, you love Scott too, but...
Well, I love Scott too, but I mean, I got the message from Ben. I didn't get the message from
you did?
Scott.
Okay.
Yeah.
Either way. So they both hit me up, not simultaneously at one point or another. They talked about Google Fi, not Wi-Fi. Oh my God. What is happening?
Take two.
Google Fi now is going to more of an unlimited approach. It's unlimited, kinda, but still unlimited. But it was always unlimited? How many times can I... But kinda. But you never paid for the unlimited. Limited.
So it's limitedly unlimited.
So it's unlimited till it hits a certain threshold, then it's limited, but then you unlimit the unlimited twice. Scott Explains Tech. I think you got to come up with that, by the way. So live on the show, you have to come up with a Scott Explains Tech.
Okay.
And now it's in your brain. So Google Fi, the old business model was you pay $10 per gigabyte. That is not a good plan for me. That is not a good plan for me. That's a terrible plan for me. I routinely blow through dozens of gigabytes every month, and he knows that I do. And that's not even counting the Wi-Fi's on the phone. That is straight up data.
Yeah.
Not a good plan for me. No. It's not a good plan.
What's the cap on the new one? It's 15 gig, right?
Okay, so there is no cap. So
but it was you get the 15 gig
See, I don't know if you know this about telling a story. Yeah. I'm setting it up, and I'm going to get there.
Yeah, but the rest of us would prefer that you got to the point. Sometime. This is an hour-long show, dude. We ain't got all night.
It's an hour-long show. Sure it is. It's always an hour-long.
We hit an hour exactly every single time.
We're blowing the audio away at this point.
Well, and on top of the fact that it took us 25 minutes to get started anyway. Fine,
Google Fi.
Tell your stupid story.
You basically you can pay $60 a month. It's like 6 gigs, so to speak, for the data, plus another 10 or 20 or whatever it is. Is it 10? Stats. 20, thank you. We have Stats over there, also known as, what do you want to be known as?
Andrew's fine.
Andrew.
That's how I was on the old fiddle shows.
Okay, so that's Andrew, also AKA Stats, but we'll just, Stats, Andrew, might hear country from here on now.
That's what my real home calls me.
Country?
Yeah.
That's
nice.
hilarious.
Country, Stats, Andrew. has now told us that it's $20. So essentially $80 a month, you get unlimited data. But if you don't use 6 gigs or less, you get money back. That's
if you
don't use 6 gigs, you use 6 gigs or less,
so
you would get money back. So let's say you use 3, you get $30 back in a credit the next bill cycle.
Okay.
So that's great. But if you use anywhere between 6 and 15, you pay that $6 or the 6 gig price, the $60.
Okay, I got you.
But if you hit 15 gigs, everything beyond that, 256K. That's the speed.
That's your download speed.
That's the download speed.
Oh my God.
However, and this is where Scott and Ben both are like,
brutal.
You need to call. So you would immediately call and be like, yo, this 1998 internet ain't working for me.
For sure.
I'm going to need you to up that back. Yeah. So they up it back to the regular speed.
But you got to call for it?
You have to call for it and then put it on the bill for $10 a month. $10 per gig after 15 gigs. Yeah.
So that is not unlimited.
It's unlimited, kinda.
Well, yeah.
That's why I said. That's why it's kinda unlimited.
AT&T is also unlimited in the sense that they're not going to put a cap. Look, you download as much stuff as you want to. Oh, you gonna pay for it? We gonna get that money. AT&T is going to get money from you.
Oh yeah.
Sure. So but, I mean, it's the same thing.
It's unlimited 6 to 15. It's unlimited. You pay for 6, but you can get up to 15 for the price of 6.
So, does anybody here think that is not absolute marketing BS?
Because of course, it's marketing BS. You pay for 60.
Yeah.
You pay for 6. It's like if I use 12.
Yeah.
That's a great deal for me. If I routinely use 12,
at that point you're
Andrew's
paying for 15.
And he wants to interject.
So
last month.
My bill was $93.
You're not because you used 9 gigs
extra because I was doing a lot of driving and a lot of streaming music. So
can anybody hear that?
I don't know if anybody can hear. That's why I'm repeating it.
If I would have had this plan last month, I would have saved 13 because I used less than 15 gigs. So I would have had full speed, but I used. I would have saved like 15.
Basically, what he's saying is the fact that he used 9.3 gigs last month. Had he had this plan last month, he would have saved himself some money. Totally get that. Totally agree. It's unlimited, kinda. 6 to 15. Look, if I'm routinely rolling in 13 gigs, this is a great deal for me. However, it's not a great deal for me because I roll in the deep. I roll in the deep. You can hear country. That's what I got a text message.
I hear that you can hear him barely. So either way, so glad that we could at least get that sorted out.
Right.
So, but I mean, at that point, you're just paying for 15 gigs.
Correct.
And they're just selling you on. Well, you're not really paying for it. You're really only paying for 6. But we're gonna be nice and give you an extra 8.
Yes, but if you only use like 4, you get money back for the 6 that you didn't use.
Hey, cool. That's great.
You know, you're such a hater.
I'm just saying it's stupid.
Haters gonna hate.
Yeah.
We are very late. I'm just catching up some of the comments.
Oh my God, yeah. Everyone was like, "Hey, you guys are late." I'm like, "I know."
We're late. Like, so here was the deal. It's like I don't know what happened to my internet, but it just was like and just like crap the bit. I just blew out that audio.
You absolutely did.
I gotta get better. I don't mean to do it. I'm so loud.
You don't have a volume other than 11.
No, I don't. I really don't. I'm growing out the beard and it looks real trashy right now. I'm not gonna deny that.
Do you know who Mr. E-Root is?
It's your dad, probably.
No.
Oh, it's Eric.
Yes. Yeah. Shout out to Mr. E-Root. How you doing, buddy?
E-Root.
Yeah. Mr. E-Root.
Literally.
Yeah.
Lots of these.
Yeah. Lots of them.
Lots of these. You have literally no idea.
Yep.
You have been quite the topic of conversation, my friend.
Indeed.
Indubitably. As I blow out the audio, but again, back to my beard because none of this other crap matters except for this beard. It's coming in real nice.
That's right, because it's all about Scott. Yes, let's all tune into the Scott Peachy Show. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's do that since this was my channel. Let's talk about that.
I hate you so much. So much. Have you showed off the stickers on our chairs?
Stickers on the chairs? No, I haven't.
Y'all can't see it, but the back of his chair says CEO.
Move your hand. They can see it.
There you go. The back of his chair says CEO. The back of my chair just says Greg.
Oh, God.
Knocking things over. Good job.
It's my studio. It's actually our studio. It just happens to be in my house.
Yeah.
Anyway, Google Fi, probably good-ish.
It's impossible to listen to this quietly solely because of Scott.
I feel like that's like, I was going to say, shots fired, but it's really, I am the loudest person on the planet.
Yeah.
I don't know. My boss might take the day back.
Ooh, I don't know. There's like,
pretty loud.
it's like me, okay, it's like Chris Farley and then me.
Well, he's dead.
Jesus.
He's dead.
So he's not loud
R.I.P.
anymore.
No, Mark's
But-
right. It's impossible to listen to this quietly.
Yeah.
Because of me.
Fact.
I don't apologize for that.
No, you don't. You don't at all.
I don't.
I
I don't. I need a compressor and a limiter. Not gonna happen. I run hot like this all the time. All the time.
You need a compressor and a limiter like around your throat.
I need a ball gag. That just got real.
Yeah. Holy cow. Okay.
Okay, moving on. Oh God, change the topic.
So what may or may not have contributed to our lateness, like we mentioned earlier, we had some internet problems, and what may or may not have contributed to that is the next story, which is your Chromecast or Google Home might be screwing up your internet.
Okay.
Of which you have how many castable Google devices?
You want to know? I will tell you right now
I'm
how many
interested.
I have.
I'm interested. So here's the long and short of it. They recently discovered a bug in Chromecast, Google Home, and this includes like Google Home Max, Google Home Mini.
No, totally did not know that.
What?
I really did not know that. Didn't know that.
You know,
I did not know that.
That's hilarious.
So, hang on a second. We need to talk about this. Hang on a second.
All right.
So, other YouTubers out there in the world
Yeah.
have other shows.
Yeah. That happens.
That happens.
In the big.
So there's a
wide
couple
world
guys
of
that I'm a huge fan of.
Yeah.
Absolutely love all about their work. So if they're watching, which they're not, but
Yeah.
if they were, Andrew Edwards and Tech Ninja Kevin.
Yeah.
I love those guys.
Yeah.
Tons. I tagged them because they made some really good points about the the YouTube Partner Program.
Okay. Oh yeah.
And said, "Come watch our show. Our channel is called Technically Speaking." Andrew hosts a show called Technically Speaking. I did not know that.
That's going to be a problem. Look, this gives you an idea of how difficult branding in the day of the internet is, because
So
that's going to be a problem.
is awkward.
Yeah, that's going to be a real problem.
Well, no, it's a show. He has a show. It's
Yeah.
just the name of our channel.
Yeah.
He has a show called Technically Speaking. I get it.
Yeah.
Is it a podcast? Is
No,
it...
it's like a show. It's like what we do here, except our brand
Yeah.
is called Technically Speaking. That's the name of our channel.
I guess
His
this
show,
this
it would be
show
like
is called
it's the
Live
Jerry
Show.
Springer show.
Is his show on YouTube?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Very much so. Okay, so moving right along.
You take that. I'll take this a second.
So there's the story is that if you're using a castable device, this includes Chromecast, Google Home, the Mini, the Max, what else? Google Home, Chromecast Audio, basically anything that can use the cast protocol may or may not be screwing up your internet, which I suspect may or may not have had something to do with the internet problems we had earlier.
So I'm still going.
Yeah, because you're supposed to be counting how many
Yeah,
devices you
look,
have.
that threw me. I'm telling you what, that threw me. Whoa, off.
Because you have, what do you have, 2 down here?
Okay, so I have 22 devices currently connected to my internet. Currently.
Yeah, but that's
Right.
not just castable devices. That's just
No.
devices in
So
general.
I have. Okay, well, hang on. Count the castable devices. iPhone. That can cast.
No.
Oh,
Not can cast. I'm talking
you want-
receivers because it's
Chromecast,
It's all about,
OS device.
Yep.
Google Home, Chromecast Audio, Google Home, Google Home, Google Home, Google Home. My phone. That doesn't count. Google Home.
He's got a couple. You have a problem.
So I think that's 9.
9.
I think 9.
Devices
I have
that
9
you can
castable.
cast
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, that's true.
You have a problem. You know that, right?
Yeah, it's called efficiency. It's called automation. I don't know if you're aware of such a topic.
Please tell me about automation.
This
Please
show
tell the
is
automation
whoa
engineer
off the,
about
we are
automation.
whoa off the
I
rails
hate
today.
you so much. Anyway, so
whoa off the rails.
So it's this weird bug where castable devices, when they first wake up, the first thing they do is basically just flood your local wireless network with a ton of packets, just trying to talk to everything all at once.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, in some cases, horribly crippling people's internet. So Google is aware of this. I believe there is a patch that is coming out very shortly, if it's not already
Should have
started
been
to
today.
roll out. Yeah,
Yesterday.
yesterday.
It's
Read your
now.
comments.
Right
Read my comments.
Read
now.
Mark Strong's comments.
Mark
Actually, it's in the
Strong.
Chromecast. It's the Google Play Services app. Yep.
There it is.
And the beta fix came out yesterday.
There it is.
Booyah! And Mark came through in the clutch. Thank you, Stats.
Perfect.
If you could just turn the volume down on my microphone. Not gonna happen. It's a
I mean,
splitter.
I could be a roadie. Go on there and just unplug your mic.
Look,
you would unplug mine too.
If you did that, I'll be honest, I would still shout at the camera, and eventually I would be so loud that they would still hear me.
Yeah. You would
Even from states away.
Shout through the internet.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm shouting through the internet's connecting to you. Next.
So that's
less
ungood.
ideal.
I'm
It's
interested
fixed now.
Well, I'm hoping it's fixed. Have they ever fixed the last WPA attack that went out?
You know, I
they
don't
did.
know. Did they? I feel like they did.
I think they did.
I feel like they did the right thing and did that.
Also the Spectre Meltdown stuff. And now the two newest ones, which are also James Bond movies. There's one that's called Solace and one that's called what's the other one called? There's basically two new vulnerabilities in this same thing that are also going to impact everybody's device made since like 2005. So that's pretty much everybody's device. So I hope that they patch those two. Let's talk about Bitcoin, man.
Oh, that has been super sweet on my wallet this week.
So cryptocurrency has
we're in a bit of a pickle.
Has been getting murdered.
We're getting a bit of a pickle.
Skyfall is the other one.
Skyfall, there it is.
Bit of a pickle. Ripple, I bought in at 268.
What's it at?
Not 268.
Ooh, substantially less.
Oh,
Are you above 2?
Oh no. No. I think it was 123 the last time I checked. It might be at 151. Maybe.
That's
I mean, it's less good. It's not good.
Murderous. What's the Litecoin price?
Litecoin was 191 the last I checked.
Yeah.
What's the current Litecoin price?
Price.
What?
Price.
What?
Price.
It's happening.
194 right now.
Yeah.
I mean, still good. Like if you were.
Look, I bought in way less than that,
say,
so I'm good there.
If
okay, thanks, Google.
Nobody asked you. Technically, he did. Shut up. If you were smart enough to buy in when it was under 100, even, you're sitting pretty right now for Litecoin.
I got in right about that.
Now, Bitcoin to me is the interesting one. So Bitcoin has been riding this crazy train above 20,000. It broke above 20,000 at one point in time. And when I looked at the price, I think it was yesterday, it was below 10,000.
Yeah, it was really...
That's a correction, man.
So
that is a significant correction.
So what I ended up doing was selling my Bitcoin when it was higher than that. So I made some money.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
I would have absolutely bought in at 9,000.
I sold all my Bitcoin, did not buy in.
I would have.
And then bought
100%.
Ripple.
When it was low?
No, I bought Ripple at 268.
Okay.
Because I'm an idiot.
Well, yeah.
That's the first one I made a really bad mistake on.
Okay.
But I bought Ethereum at 463. Why don't you go ahead and look up that Ethereum price?
Yeah.
Because it is...
You're not hurting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not hurting. Ethereum
I am not. Ethereum is significantly higher than 463. I promise
closed
you.
Hang on, waiting for it.
That's okay. It's my internet.
Ooh, $1,035.
Yeah, I bought in at 463. So
you're
I'm
doing
good.
Yeah.
So I bought Litecoin at a good price and Ethereum
Yeah.
at a good price and Bitcoin at a good price, then sold it and made a really, really bad choice with Ripple. But I bought at like $2.68, right? $2.68, not 268. So
Well, yeah.
the miss that I made was a really small miss
Yeah.
compared to what it could have been with all those other ones.
Oh, yeah,
I was
absolutely.
freaking out when Bitcoin was like,
yeah.
like real bad. But then I got out before it hit really in the crapper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I wish I would have bought in when it was at 9. I have stayed out. I have stayed out of cryptocurrency.
Yeah, I probably should have. You know what I should do is I'm going to sell it all
Yeah.
and buy an iPhone for the channel.
I mean, if you can do that, that's brilliant.
I can do that.
Right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty brilliant.
Yeah. It wouldn't
If you
cost
actually,
me anything.
yeah.
Yeah.
You just.
Oh man, Mark, what?
You just trapped.
Oh God, hang on. Did it pull on you?
I mean, a little bit. You're good.
Oh God, Mark said he bought it at 50.
Oh.
You bought
Mark's
that
sitting
Ethereum
pretty.
at 50?
Oh, Mark's sitting pretty.
So you know who your favorite YouTubers are.
Well
done.
So
that's awesome.
So the other thing that was helping to at least drive in part, I guess you could debate whether or not it's cause or effect, but another major bit of information or news that happened in cryptocurrency is the closure or the straight up collapse, face first, into the crap of BitConnect.
Ugh. You mean Ponzi scheme?
Ponzi Scheme Connect, yeah.
When you read about what they asked you to do, it is the definition of Ponzi scheme.
It's literally Ponzi Scheme 101. Like, all of those things.
Ask person for money.
Yeah.
Promise them ridiculous returns.
Yeah.
They get money back.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't know if you know how a Ponzi scheme works. You give a whole bunch of money, they make you have all these returns, and they just perpetuate that by getting other investors to buy in a little bit more and a little bit more, a little bit more than what you did.
Yeah, but
that is a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah. I mean, the last time this happened, it was perpetrated. Well, I guess probably the biggest example of this is the one that, at least in America, everyone's familiar with, the 2008 financial crash, basically all but engineered by Bernie Madoff.
Mm-hmm.
P.S. Can we have a moment of appreciation for the fact that this dude's name was Madoff? Like, he made off with
what you did there.
I mean, I know that I'm not the only person that has ever said that. I know this. I'm not that original. But so yeah, it was an absolute Ponzi scheme. If you have a chance, go out to YouTube and look up BitConnect. If you can find any of the videos from some of their rallies, first of all, they are hilariously cringe-inducing.
Are they? Is it like that scene out of what's the Leonardo DiCaprio movie?
The Wolf of Wall Street?
Is it like that where he's standing in front of them?
Hang on. The Wolf of Wall Street is an awesome movie.
Great movie, but there's some still cringe-worthy scenes where he grabs the microphone and he's like...
It's so much worse than that. So much worse than that. I mean, so much worse. So, arguably, part of the things that started to happen over the last couple of weeks, you've had increased speculation about whether or not there's going to be some financial regulation placed on Bitcoin. There was rumors that South Korea was going to back out of Bitcoin entirely. Turns out that was false. And we've had some major stores back out of accepting Bitcoin because of all the volatility around the currency. Case in point, Microsoft will no longer accept Bitcoin. Which, I get it. But.
Interesting story. I actually just got an email the other day from a real estate agent.
Yeah.
They're like, you can now buy real estate with Bitcoin. They straight up were like, yeah, we accept it. So it's really interesting.
I think there are some cruise lines that are accepting Bitcoin.
Yeah.
It's really interesting to see like major players saying no.
Yeah.
Other people are like, yeah, we'll take it. We don't care.
I think the smaller people that are doing it are looking at it like it's got to be a combination of understanding that there's probably going to be some sort of cryptocurrency in the future. Like the technology, this is the quote that you always hear is like, well, the technology is sound. I mean, it really is. There's a lot of major players that are backing heavily, including, for example, you want to talk about financial people that are not scared of it. Visa is investing heavily in blockchain technology. Blockchain is basically the backbone of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. So clearly, the big industry leaders have faith that something like this is going to exist in the future, and the technology is compelling enough for them to want to make the investments in it now. Totally makes sense.
Yep.
But just maybe we need to wait out some of the instabilities in the currency right now. Because right now, I mean, if a rumor is enough to cause a 20-30% correction.
The best part about it is the technology of blockchain is not the thing we're talking about. It's the volatility of everything else about it, but the actual backbone of how that works, the technology of blockchain, not only is overwhelmingly positive for it, but it's actually being widely looked at, chosen, accepted, and used in other major institutions, not just financial, but also insurance-based and so on and so forth.
Absolutely.
Which is super dope.
I think
it's a great technology.
I think it's really cool.
I love it.
I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see what happens long term with Bitcoin. Like, because Bitcoin is the original, is that going to be the one that kind of sticks around? Is it gonna is it gonna get overtaken at some point in time by a Litecoin or something like that? Because technically, each of these cryptocurrencies is independent. You know what I mean? Like, they're not related to each other. But the fascinating thing is, if you look at the price of Bitcoin, when Bitcoin takes a dump, everybody else does too.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else does. So it's weird how Litecoin mimics Bitcoin. It's offset by a couple of days, and it's also offset by a whole, order of magnitude or two, because Bitcoin was trading at 20,000 versus Litecoin's 200.
It'll get there. I feel it. I feel it.
Yeah, maybe it will, but it's just
with beautiful bluish hue, ready to take them to market. Cannot watch the show.
I know you can't.
I know you can't. I wonder what the volume is for everybody else. I'm gonna go back and listen to one of our shows just to see how loud. You're right. I won't. We don't go back and watch the show.
I have listened to more of our
shows.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know what? I went back and watched our very first video together today. I swear to you. So
hang on, our first one for this channel.
Yes, the very first one.
Even that one's bad.
No, the one we did back in May, where I was like, I put my hand up to the camera. We've definitely gotten better.
Okay. Yeah. That makes me feel pretty good. You want a good exercise in nostalgia.
Oh, man.
Go back and look at when the three of us were doing the YouTube 30-day challenge. Go back and look at some of those videos.
Oh, God.
Go look at my personal channel and look at some of those videos. Even those are like, just stop. Just don't do it.
I don't do it. Anybody? I wonder. No one has said it yet. No one has discovered that video. No one has said anything about it. Not one.
That was 2 weeks ago.
That was 2 weeks ago. No one has said it. Not a single soul has said anything about that video.
So I went back and looked at the original, not the supercut of that, and the entire setup and premise of that video was so cringeworthy. Going back and looking at it,
I want to go back and watch it so bad. Okay, bad. Next topic.
You want to do the big one, or do you want to do Apple?
Oh, Apple, baby, what is you doing? Apple, what is you doing?
I don't
know what they're doing. So here's the problem. Everybody knows, especially now that Greg has basically put me on blast, that I like Google Homes and Google Chromecast.
Was anybody under any other
No. Impression? If you look right over here, can't see the camera over there, but there's a lot of Google stuff.
What if you can see in frame? You can't really see. You can sort of see.
You can kind of see. But the point is, I'm not going to go looking for... Jason's onto something there. Anyway, Apple says it's finally going to start shipping out a couple million of the HomePods. The HomePods is basically the Google Home version of... No, it's basically Apple's version of the Google Home. There we go. That's what I meant to say. English is... Look, this whole show is just throwing me off.
Apple's version of the Google Home that is...
It is $400. It's really expensive. It's the same price as the Google Home Max, which no one's watching that video, so it doesn't matter. I made a video on Google Home Max. No one watches it. Only 400 people have watched it. It's good. Well, I'll just tell you right now, because none of y'all are going to watch it.
Let's be real. We're a little late to the show on the Google Home Max. There's a lot of other people.
For God's sake, somebody watch the video. My God, I put a lot of effort into that thing.
I'll watch it eventually, I'm sure.
Whatever. I did watch your last show. I don't even watch this show. I don't even know where I am.
You're not wrong.
I don't. Memphis! Route 40. What y'all don't understand is an inside joke that he almost killed me one day. Left-hand lane on a highway going to Route 40. And Route 40 is literally right there, like not more than at least a 60th of a mile. So it's like a dead right turn. We're going, I've got to be at least 86 on the highway in the minivan. Okay. I'm not done telling the story yet. So we're just blowing through this highway. And we're like, oh, that's Route 40 right over there. Blowing out the audio. Don't even care. This guy straight just turned 90 degrees to the right. 90 degrees. And at one point, I'm not done yet.
Exaggerating. Exactly. I'm going on record.
At one point, we are completely sideways, what felt like sideways. And we are in the marbles of the median. And like, it's us, the marbles, a whole bunch of just stuff. And then those yellow barrels that you see that people hit all the time, evidently. And I now know why they're there, because we would have died if those things weren't there. Thankfully, he's just like, I got this. And at one point I look over and he doesn't have it. He ain't got it. He doesn't have it. And then the wheels caught. Jesus took the wheel or something, and we finally made Route 40.
Look, so for the record, that story was way better than what actually happened.
I want you all to know, all of this is ad lib.
Yeah,
We did not plan on talking about Route 40 tonight. I promise you that.
Well, your story was all ad lib too, because I'm going to say a solid 10-15% of that might have actually been accurate.
Scott explains tech.
Scott makes up tech.
If y'all didn't know, I like tell stories.
Well, yeah, you're in good company for that, though.
That's true.
We all love us some good stories. So tell me a story about Apple and their awful HomePod.
Look, the HomePod, I'm worried about it from Apple's perspective, and the reason is they talk about only just a couple million units.
They're going to get murdered.
The couple million units really is not enough. The problem is they're coming out with a really expensive device, and people have been bullish on I use bullish because Mark actually mentioned this word. I know, right? 10 to 12 million. That's still not a lot when from October basically to just 2 weeks ago, there was a Google Home being bought every single second, which equates to, stats, hit me with a number.
6.7 million.
6.7 million from October to January.
October 19th to January 4th.
Okay, so 1 quarter, Google almost hit that number in just the device. That didn't even count all the Google Homes they had before. And the other thing is the HomePod is just one. It is one specific unit, whereas like Amazon has the Dot, the Echo Show. Now you have Google that's saying like, I'm just want to inject the Assistant into everything. Headphones, look, I walked into Best Buy today and I saw a cheap Best Buy version of a speaker that says, we have the Google Assistant. I don't even need to buy a Google product to get the Google Assistant inside the home. That's the problem that you're running into is with Siri. They want to say, I want the Assistant in the home. I bet the HomePod probably sounds great. I bet it sounds a lot like the Google Home Max. And at the same price, and I'm in the Google ecosystem, it's a no-brainer.
So it's powered by an A8 chip.
A8?
Okay. A8.
Okay.
That's old technology.
I'm surprised it's not the new
A10.
Yeah.
Which is what I would have thought too.
That's because they're late.
That's cost cutting, first of all.
Well, they're also ridiculously late.
Yeah. It's got at least one subwoofer. It's got a 6 microphone array, a 7 tweeter array, and then a seamless mesh fabric. I'm assuming it's acoustically transparent mesh fabric that's around it, much like a lot of the other...
like the Google Home Max.
Yeah, exactly.
As a matter of fact, that's actually verbatim on Google's website. Mark's right. Totally murdered. I bet, like I said, I bet it sounds great. So the thing is, it has 7 tweeters. The Google Home Max has 2. It has 2 4.5-inch woofers and then 2.7-inch tweeters.
Yeah.
So it might sound better than the Google Home Max. Look, I'll even go on record and say it probably will. But it's the problem is Siri needs to get injected into the home. Other than phones, if they want to make a play for AI and Siri, which is what they say they want to do, they really need to do that. Look, the functionality in the Google, I'm going to go pivot a little bit. The functionality in the Google Pixel Buds blows Siri away. You can do a lot of stuff with Siri. You can do a lot. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it's crap. But there, in my opinion, and someone please correct me if I'm wrong.
Well,
the Google AirPods.
Just like your opinion, man.
I know. It's just like my opinion, bro. The Google Pixel Buds can do more for me than the AirPods can do right now when you use the AirPods and an iPhone together. I believe that that's still true.
I mean, it probably is. I mean, so we have a comparison video where we go through and break down the differences between AirPod and its cross-platform capabilities and what the Pixel Buds can do. Because I was amazed at how many people were factually inaccurate, objectively wrong about things that the Pixel Buds could do. In almost every case, the Pixel Buds were at least as functional, if not more functional, than AirPods. Including on the MacBook Pro. I routinely use my Google Pixel Buds on my MacBook Pro, and I get all the functionality, including the ability to call up Siri. Now, the interesting thing to me is how many people actually use Siri? Like when Siri first debuted, everyone used it for asking goofy questions. Okay, cool. much like Google Now. But I don't know
did
anybody.
not. I wish.
What?
He asked if I got a shout out from
Oh.
MKBHD on Twitter. Look, no.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
You challenged his video.
Yeah, but
I didn't challenge it. He was just wrong in his video. Like, I just wanted to correct him, say like you got it backwards.
Yeah.
I don't think it was intentional.
No.
I don't think it was misleading. He just had him switch.
No.
He said you have to ask it to change the volume, and you can swipe to change a song. That's backwards. You change the volume by swiping. You have to ask it to go forward. It's the same concept with Siri. Siri, you can change the song by pressing, but you have to ask it to increase the volume. So he had the AirPod version on the Pixel Buds.
Yeah.
That's what I'm guessing. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Because he knows me personally.
Anywho, nobody uses Siri, just like nobody really uses Cortana.
Mm-mm.
You might use it in the moment, like if you're all in the Apple ecosystem, you might use Siri to do something, maybe.
But
the only people that I know that use Cortana are the people that use their Xbox.
To me, the big thing, well, and then you're forced to. That's the reason, right?
Yeah, because you don't have an option.
Right.
But even then, like, I don't use...
Like, I use the assistant more at home than I
Yeah.
do on my phone, but I do use the assistant on my phone.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, like, there's no home device for Apple right now. The HomePod will do that.
Yeah.
But the thing is like, I use the assistant way more with the Google Home. Like, hey, turn the lights on, do this thing, broadcast a message, order a pizza. Like, I've done all those things, and you can totally do that. It's super dope.
I've used actually I just used the assistant today. I interacted with the alarm, the like setting an alarm.
Mm-hmm.
Set an alarm for the wrong time, and then had to say, hey, what alarms are out there? And then it read them off to me, and then I went, okay, delete this one, and then reset a new alarm. Like all of that while I was driving, and that's where I was like, okay, this is legitimate. It's good enough to the point, and understanding context to the point of being useful instead of it being a novelty. And I feel like Siri has never really, it's trying to dabble in the realm of being useful and more than just a novelty, but I personally do not think that it's there.
Yep.
And call me biased. I'm sure there are people out there that are like, well, you guys are just Google fanboys. I mean, look, I've got all 3 assistants in my house. Guess which one I use them. I'm sorry. I have 4 assistants in my house. Guess which one I use the most? Without question, it's Google Home.
You have
It's the
Alexa
Google
in your
assistant.
house?
Well, yeah. Well, I have access to Alexa in my house. I do not have a Dot. I have access to Alexa in my house. I do not use it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, no one uses Cortana. Let's just pass that off.
Well, okay, so...
I don't even use Siri on my MacBook.
Yeah.
I just don't.
I don't either.
It's not... I don't know. Ask it to play the hipster song with all the banjo. You want me to ask Google that?
We will get demonetized.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I'm gonna take that one offline though. I'm absolutely gonna try that.
Yeah.
Because now I'm interested.
Yeah, I want to know, and we'll do that, but I don't want to lose...
But yeah,
not that we make money on this show anyway.
Well, but still.
Yeah.
The context thing is really interesting to me. I think that's where Google absolutely leads, and I think that's where the problem with Apple being so late to market on all of this is they've given Google enough time to get ahead and demonstrate AI done right. And when Apple finally shows up with their HomePod, I think people are going to have the expectation that it's going to work like Cortana. It's going to work like Alexa or Google Assistant, and it's not. And then people are going to go, and that's not to say that the product is bad, but it's not up to date with kind of the latest and greatest from the 2 companies that are arguably or inarguably leading the entire artificial intelligence revolution.
Yeah.
So
they're behind.
Yeah.
They're
straight up
super behind. Okay, we got to hit our main topic.
Okay.
Because we're going to go for a while on this.
We are. So there's a lot that happened on YouTube in the last week. This is a topic I've been dying to talk about all week. Like as soon as this news broke, I looked at Scott. Actually, I sent Scott a message and I was like, dude, this will be the main topic we spend the majority of the time on the Friday show.
We've had multiple people reach out to us to say, are we affected by the new YouTube partnership program rules or monetization rules? So the short answer is no. And there's a lot.
Hang on. Let's explain what the change in the rules are first.
So what it used to be before is you could just be part of the program. You had to get accepted into the program. Like, so there was no really steadfast way of figuring out what it was. And then they came up with you had to 10,000 views, 10,000 lifetime views in order to get the ability to get monetized. And then they recently, some things happened. Some folks made some videos that they shouldn't have. They just shouldn't have. And then they also have the ability. YouTube has an advertiser problem where they acquiesce to the advertisers completely, which I get. You want the platform to make money. I completely understand that. But that comes at a cost.
Yeah.
And one of those costs is the rules they put in was you have to have, in order to be monetized, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours, not minutes, 4,000 hours in the last 12 months of watch time.
So we went from no subscriber minimum and 10,000 watched minutes in a year.
10,000 views, not watch minutes. 10,000
that's
views.
right. 10,000 views on your channel within a calendar year.
No.
Just in general.
Just in general.
Okay, so no
I'm pretty
subscriber
sure
minimum.
just in general.
10,000 views. We go from that to now you need 1,000 subscribers and 240,000 watched minutes
in 12 months.
In 12 months.
That's a lot. That's a big change.
So here's the thing that I feel like your average person that doesn't do YouTube stuff may or may not understand. 1,000 subscribers is a crazy high bar. Now you look at like the big names that are out there. You look at MKBHD, Linus Tech Tips, iJustine, Unbox Therapy. Like you look at the biggest YouTubers that are out there.
Andrew Edwards, Kevin the Tech Ninja.
Yeah.
That's right. I threw those out there. They're big.
What you did there.
What you did there.
I feel like we kind of have to make up to Mr. Edwards.
I'm a little worried about that. I'll be honest. I'm kind of worried about that.
So this, we may or may not be
technically speaking anymore.
Formerly known as technically speaking.
Ooh.
Anyway, so I mean, those guys have at the minimum hundreds of thousands of subscribers.
Oh yeah,
hitting 1,000 subscribers is hard. Your first 1,000 subscribers is really, really difficult because nobody knows you.
Nope.
And whether you as a consumer, whether or not you realize it or not, you're influenced by the number of subscribers that you see on another channel. So if you're looking at content, for example, our content. If we only have like 100 subscribers, odds are those videos aren't going to do nearly as well as if we had 1,000 or 10,000 or 100,000 subscribers. The more popular a channel is, the more likely it is to get views. It's this weird compounding interest thing.
So you have to, like the Everyday Dad said, it took him 6 months to get 1,000. Took me 12. Took me 12 months. Yeah. But here's the thing. I'm going to go on this long diatribe as if the other one wasn't long enough about Route 40 in Memphis. So it took me 12 months, and so before this channel, it's called Technically Speaking, and I don't know if it's still going to be called that after today, but before this channel was called Technically Speaking, it was just under my name. And it took, I think, 12, 13 months, almost, I think it was 12 and a half. I don't think it was a year on the nose, but it was pretty close to that. And the reason was, I didn't work hard at it as I should have. I didn't work as hard as I could have.
Yeah.
And that was my own fault. And so there's some folks that I completely understand where they're like, man, those are some really crazy high numbers.
Yeah.
But look, if you want success on YouTube, it is not easy. It is not easy. It is not meant to be easy. Definitely anymore. So if you want 1,000 subscribers, like the Everyday Dad says, you got to put in the work for 6 months. I mean, it's 6 months of work. So we talk about, somebody asked us, how many hours do you think per week you work on YouTube stuff?
It's a part-time job.
It's a part-time job. Absolutely a part-time job.
Yeah.
Would I love to do it full-time? I don't know, because of all the things that I've learned in over the couple of years that I've done it. Because it's almost coming up on 2 years that I started to make content. Same with you. I probably did a little bit more than you did.
Yeah, you did more. Well, so, I had a moment where I moved a lot. I bought houses.
You did.
I moved houses.
You didn't flip them. You just bought them.
No, I just bought them and went, yeah, this was a terrible idea, and then sold it, and then bought a house and went, this is okay.
But the thing is, a lot of these like smaller YouTubers are saying, you're keeping me down, you're doing all this stuff. No, I'll tell you what. The biggest amount of growth that we've had in our channel has been since we combined forces on May 29th, I think is when we did it, to now.
Yeah.
In terms of monetization, in terms of subscriber count, in terms of all of that, that is really when it took off. And you know why it did? Because we worked. it was every single week some type of content was coming out. We couldn't do it every day. We just can't. We're never going to be an everyday channel.
We tried really hard. This whole YouTube thing for us got started with this idea of, we mentioned it like real quickly in passing earlier, but we had this thing that we issued to the three of us that are here, this thing we called the YouTube 30-day channel. The idea, or challenge.
30-day challenge.
The idea is that we were going to record a video of at least 3 to 5 minutes every single day, just to, number one, get in the habit of recording content. Because, we don't do
this isn't what we
stuff.
do.
Yeah. We're just loud and obnoxious normally. To try
just exceptionally.
Yeah. So to try and get that on some type of, channel of some variety, or make an interesting story, interesting content every single day is deceivingly hard. Like, even if you think that it's hard, I promise you it is way harder than what you think that it is. So that's how the whole thing got started. Fast forward sometime later, it's not until, like you said, it's not until we combined forces, number one. So it took two of us to drive this channel to where it is now. And on top of all of that, it really is effectively like we're two independent content creators, because we basically have the exact same vision as far as what we want to do for this channel.
Yeah.
But we just happen to operate independently.
Yeah.
So it's only because we have such a similar idea in mind for what the brand is and what we're trying to accomplish, and we are capable of shooting and editing videos independently, that we're able to get to where we are right now. So people that are independent content creators, like it's just you in a channel and you're trying to do it all by yourself and be a parent and have a job and
Yep.
Look, I got sympathy for you. I really do. But
yeah, it's a grind, and it's meant to be a grind.
Yeah.
The Everyday Dad talks about there needs to be some type of bar for YouTube to control it. I just don't like the way they implemented it. I think the implementation is
terrible,
awful.
Yeah.
Like
YouTube has a communication problem, because this is number, I don't even have enough fingers and toes to count the number of times that they've dropped the ball on communication.
Yeah, I agree with how they're doing it and what they're doing it for. And like you said, there needs to be a bar. But boy, their communication for a communication platform.
Yeah.
Oh, probably could watch a couple YouTube videos to figure out how you should deliver some type of message like this. But the idea is, like, Mark talked about going through all these spammer reviews.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to try to stop. But that does not stop the other problems that they have. Is like, again, their communication has a lot of opportunity. Their communication has a lot of opportunity, because these things will address the spammers and maybe people that are putting out content that they have no business doing, or people who steal content. That's going to address some of this.
Freebooting is a big problem with YouTube.
So they're going to help and stop some of this.
Yeah.
But they don't stop the individual that put a video out that shouldn't have put it out there.
Well, but
that's not going to stop that.
There's two big names that have more or less contributed to us getting to where we are currently. PewDiePie and Logan Paul. I mean, let's just call it what it is. Now, they are, massive YouTubers, literally orders of magnitude above where we are.
Oh, yeah.
I get that. Respect is due. Respect your elders and all that jazz. So, yeah, they've put in the work. They've gotten to where they're at. The problem that I have with this, and by the way, if you're affected by this, look, I empathize with you, but overall, I think this is a good move for all the reasons that you brought up. The freebooting is a massive problem.
Yeah, it's a problem.
And just kind of, hopefully this encourages you to double down on, like, okay, if I want to make money on this, I got to take it seriously. Your craft, your product is going to improve, and you're going to see better subscriptions and more money anyway out of it. So I hope this encourages you. But fundamentally, to me, the problem is this impacts the people that had nothing to do with us getting to the current state, and that is the PewDiePies and Logan Pauls that have led to all of the advertisers saying, look, you got to control your platform or we're out. And if the advertisers go, YouTube collapses overnight. Promise.
Yeah.
It's just way too expensive to maintain this much bandwidth and this much storage for video. Way too expensive.
I hope it will diminish it.
Yeah.
I am interested to know of the channels that were not affected. So take our channel, for example, or the Everyday Dad channel. I don't think the Everyday Dad was affected. please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I'm working under the understatement that you did not. But what I'm wondering is, what does that do for our numbers from an advertiser perspective? Because we've been deemed acceptable. They meet the terms of the subscriber count. They meet the terms of the hour count. Okay, so if some of the other channels would have been taking some of the ads that they're no longer getting,
We're not
because
gonna see a penny from it.
I verified this. I asked this question to a person that I trust very, very much. I said, if the smaller channels that would have normally got ads, because they met the 10,000 views but didn't meet the 1,000, 4,000, are they going to put ads on those videos? And that person said, absolutely not. They will not put ads on those videos. So, meaning, ads have to go somewhere.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, that a whole bunch of small other content creators are not getting ads, those ads got to go somewhere. That means the ads go to our page. This is all conjecture, by the way.
Okay, so boy, I've got a lot of things to talk about with this. So a couple of things. First of all, that means YouTube decided voluntarily to take a revenue hit.
Say more about that.
If you have a bunch of channels that before all of this, you have a bunch of channels that decided they wanted to monetize their videos. Even if they met the 10,000 views barrier, now you're showing ads on there. Maybe they're not even bringing in the $100 or whatever a month that you have to get. YouTube is still making money from the ads. YouTube says, we're going to radically increase the barrier to entry. Okay. And if they're not going to show ads on those channels now where they were previously, they're losing money. Point number one.
I don't know if that's true though, because those ads.
Well, that's less overall, but less eyeballs.
But the ads would have went somewhere else though.
But there's only so many. It's a finite number of slots, even though like the total number of videos is just about unlimited.
That's what I mean.
It's still a finite number of slots. Like you're reducing overall the pool that those ads could be shown on.
Right.
So that means that's less times the ad is going to be viewed, which means less money for YouTube.
Right. But if I'm getting from whom I understand and who I'm going to talk to is like, so if I have 1,000 creators.
Do I know this person?
Yeah, you do.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
If I have 1,000 creators. And only 100, I have 100 ads.
Yeah.
Okay, those 100 ads are going to run on 1,000 creators.
Sure.
So the 1,000 is my denominator.
Yeah.
But if I now say that 1,000 is not the case, it's now 600.
Sure.
Those 100 still have 600 they can choose from, instead of the 400 that are no longer there.
Right.
My point is the denominator is still substantially larger.
Yeah.
For YouTube to just place the ads. I don't know if they took a hit.
Implying that there would still be an equal number of ads shown on everybody's videos, and that's not going to be the case. Necessarily.
Why?
So you're saying that we will see more ads per video now because they reduce the total number of.
That's what my point is I'm wondering if that's how it affects us. Since we meet the criteria, are we going to see more? Because ads don't show up on all of our videos. They just don't. They don't appear on every single one of our videos.
Well, yeah, because there's a certain number of like whatever free views or something like that.
That's what I mean. It's like
that's a YouTube thing.
Well,
are they going to do away with that?
I don't know. What I'm saying is what does that do for people like us?
So
we see an increase in our CPM because...
Yeah. Now, I think another reasonable possibility, though, is because there are a sum total fewer number of channels that will be showing ads, does that increase the dollar figure that we can demand for our demand, right?
Yeah.
We have nothing to do with this, right? This is all stuff that happens behind the scenes at Google. So
and this is all
keep in mind,
this is all conjecture.
Totally conjecture. So does that increase the amount of money that ads shown on our channel will bring us because there are fewer targets, making the market more scarce? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. It's like these are the questions that I want to know is like, what are the repercussions for the people who are on the platform that meet those requirements?
Short version.
What does that get us?
Short version is I don't think, especially creators of our size, I don't think we're going to see anything. I don't think we're going to make a single dollar from all of this.
I don't know. But I would want to know is like...
I would love to know, but communication problem.
And that goes to Andrew's point is not that Andrew, another Andrew. The first thing YouTube needs to do is be upfront and quit misleading people. Example, the reviews are taking longer than usual. when they weren't even doing the reviews. Good night from the UK. Thanks, Mark. Thanks for joining. Andrew, that goes back to kind of the core issue is YouTube has a communication problem.
Yeah.
I actually agree that they should be doing things like this because, if you want to be a YouTuber, look, it takes a lot of work. It's a tremendous amount of work to do it the way I choose to do it. Yeah, I could do a vlog where I hold up this thing and go, hey, I'm just getting ready to brush my teeth, probably have a bowl of Cinnamon Life
I'm not interested in that
because
content
plain
at all.
life is YOLO. I that's not really what I do. I'll be honest, I have tinkered around with the idea of starting a vlog, but only if I have a specific topic to talk about where it's like a quick 5 to 10 minute live stream where we talk about a topic of tech right then in the moment.
I think it would be interesting to do like a behind the scenes thing too. But
no, we've thought around it. Look, I quite honestly, and this is a live show prepping right here on the show. I really have toyed around with the idea of going and doing a show with other YouTubers. Yeah. Like the Everyday Dad. Yeah. The Everyday Dad we show up in the studio. Let's do a show. Yeah. Literally did not tell him that. That completely caught him off guard. I did not tell him that at all.
My immediate thought is maybe we should talk to him first and say, no, we're interested in collaborating instead of just knock, knock, knock.
No, I know.
We're here for a show.
He is watching. That's why I brought it up. The point is I want to start to collaborate with people who are larger than us. Yeah. How, they talk about, going out and collaborating. That's a big thing to get involved in the community. We want to get involved in the community, but let's be real. It's hard to break into that because it's a very niche-y, scratch my back, scratch your back. If you go out on Instagram and you follow people like MKBHD and Lou from Unbox Therapy, all of those guys hang out together. Yeah. When they go to events, they're all there. Like Super Saf, all there. I'm sure they're great guys and great people and great gals because I know that iJustine was there with them as well. Yeah, the thing is, how do we get a click?
Well, I mean, we're getting there.
We're getting there, but how do we get a click? I know Kevin's from Detroit. Yeah. Kevin's from Detroit. I think Andrew Edwards is somewhere warm, I think. I could be wrong. I don't know. Long story short, I mentioned those two guys because they specifically were called out in my tweet, and that backfired.
Whoopsie. We'll see how that plays out. Yeah. So another thing that I want to bring up, and then I'll let it go, but I fundamentally have a problem with there's a mentality of people that got involved with YouTube when YouTube opened up the partnership program and basically said anybody who wants to make money on YouTube, come and get it. So they really opened up the faucet, encouraged a ton of people to get involved in YouTube, and it worked. There's a truckload of people that got on board. But
now they're going,
it feels like now there's this expectation that if you're on YouTube, you're entitled to a certain amount of monetization. You're entitled to a certain amount of money. And what people fail to realize, and what a lot of other people that, again, aren't involved in YouTube may not realize, is that it never used to be that way. Getting partnered with YouTube used to be that was a thing that you saved the email and printed it out and framed it because it was such a big deal. Yep. Back, you call it 2009-ish type of deal, 2008, 2009.
That was a huge deal.
It was enormous. That was you got the letter from the college of your dreams, and that's where you were going, or whatever. I mean,
people still kept the first check that they ever got from YouTube because they're like, I can't believe I got paid for this. Yeah. Paper check. I think Ron Amadeo, totally butchered that name, sorry, but he kept the check. I saw it. I was on Twitter the other day. This is the first check I ever made. Yeah. Because it came with this whole bit. I get it. You want to make money. I completely understand.
But my point is, gotta put in the work. And that's my thing, is it used to be significantly more difficult. And then they opened it up, and then they went, look at it like TikTok of a clock, right? So it used to be incredibly difficult, almost impossible. The odds of being a professional rock star or professional athlete of some variety, just extreme odds that you would get partnered. And then it swung the other way to the point where Anybody can do it, and now it's starting to swing back the other way, where it's getting a little more difficult to do it. That's not saying it's impossible. It's still easier than what it used to be, but you gotta put the work in. If you're not willing to invest in yourself, in your content, and really make good content, make it look good, make it sound good, et cetera, et cetera. If you're not going to do that, you're not going to get there,
And
man.
honestly, you don't even have to make it look and sound great. The thing is, you have a device. More often than not, you got a device right here.
There it is.
That is more than enough to do exactly what you needed to do. There's still people, look, I love LA Beast.
Yeah.
LA Beast is no frills. Legitimately no frills.
Yeah.
It's camera and then that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of vomit. But that's what he does. That is his thing. He's a no frills kind of guy. I watch a lot of eating videos, which explains so much about me. Dame Drops. You know who that is. The guy who does fast food reviews. Damn. That guy.
Yeah.
Love that show. Absolutely love that show. And Matt Stoney. All of those guys. No frills, right?
Yeah.
Not a lot of B-roll, none of that stuff.
Yeah.
We do a ton of B-roll. We do a lot of extra shots. Tons of planning. We have lights, we have microphones, we have multiple cameras that thankfully like one of them I didn't even pay for.
Yeah.
I filmed most of the videos on this channel up until probably 8 months ago on a C920 webcam. The one we're streaming with right now.
Yeah.
I suffered through the bad autofocus.
Yep.
I did B-roll on a phone.
Yep.
I took that off and then I edited that on some sketch hardware sometimes. But the thing is, there are ways for you to do it. And the problem is, you're right, everybody can monetize. But the thing is you've really kind of got to show that you should be monetized.
Yeah.
That's just my personal opinion. I'm coming to Google's platform. I'm coming to a YouTube platform going, hey, I think I make content that's good enough that you're going to want to pay me for. Google's probably like, yeah, okay. I mean, I'd like to hear that.
I mean, fundamentally, ain't no free lunch. That's the short of it. You got to put
Andrew Hatchett speaking.
Right.
Huh?
What?
There ain't no such thing as a free lunch. That is the line from Heinlein.
But you get my point. You knew where I was going with it. Thank you. Of course. I would expect my other sci-fi nerd to know this.
The older generation says it's part of this entitlement.
Okay, Andrew, I like you, but you tread lightly with that entitlement thing for today, because if you think that we're technically millennials, but if you're going to call us entitled or millennials, it's going to cause a problem. I bust my ass.
We work hard. We work very, very hard. And he can attest to this in my regular life, regular duties. You know what my work calendar looks like.
It's insane. It's insane.
Yeah.
You juggle basically 2 full-time jobs, being a parent, and this as a part-time job.
Mm-hmm. You know what? That's life. I'm not complaining about it. That's just the way that it is. But the thing is like, absolutely. I really work hard to make sure that I hone the craft of being a great parent, being a dedicated worker, and then being, I guess you would call us YouTubers. I'm not. I know you don't say it, but we're YouTubers. It's the way that it is.
I don't feel like I've earned that title yet. Like
if anything, 4,000 and 1,000, you should say I am a YouTuber. You more than meet the qualifications to be monetized for your content.
Yeah, but you know.
Go ahead, humble pie. Let's see.
No. It's the hustle, man. It's all about the hustle. So everyday dad brought up the fact that he broke 10,000 subscribers.
That's wonderful.
That's amazing.
That's
first of all, congratulations. That is my goal for this year.
Yeah.
I want our channel to break 10,000 subscribers. So first of all, if you happen to be watching this and you aren't already subscribed, you should absolutely do so. You see what I did?
There's probably like 4 people watching this show, and 3 of them are right here.
Anyway, really, really, really appreciate it. Everybody who has already subscribed. But yeah, 10,000 subscribers is massive, and that's my growth milestone for the year, is to try and hit 10,000 subscribers. I feel like when I get to 10,000 subscribers, I can take seriously the idea of calling myself a YouTuber. I probably still won't do it. I probably won't do it until we hit 50,000 or 100,000, because
you're a YouTuber. You can say it.
Well, yeah.
You are paid.
Yeah.
There you go. The everyday dad says YouTube partner equals YouTuber.
I mean,
that is the definition.
By the technical definition, yes, that's correct.
Yep.
But I mean, I'm hungry. What can I say? I'm hungry. I want.
no.
I want 10K.
We're not
After
stopping.
10K, I want 50K. After 50K, I want 100K.
Oh no. See, we're not stopping. We are YouTubers.
Sure.
We're just not as the level of successful YouTubers as we want to be.
YouTubist? We're not the YouTubist.
YouTuberists. We're not YouTuberists.
There's YouTube. There's YouTuber. But we're not YouTubist. We're just YouTuber.
Hey, Andrew Edwards.
Hey.
He says he's currently driving. Unfortunately, I said, hey, you want to join the show?
Yeah.
You know what? Here's another thing. You want a little piece of advice? Here's the thing. He can attest to this too. I email companies and people all the time.
People that we have no business.
No business
at
all.
What do you think about?
What do you think about our small 5,000 subscriber channel?
Hustle.
Because the worst thing they can say to you.
What are they gonna say? No.
They say no. I'm sorry. You're not big enough yet. You know what? You're right. But I'll show you that we'll be the best 5,000 subscriber channel that will do the best review on your product that you possibly can. And there's sometimes where we'll reach out to companies and their products and we're like super excited about it, and then we get it and we're like, this kind of hit. Like this is not so good. We still do that fair review.
Yeah.
That's happened.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Great product. Like we want to reach out to it and get it. And we get it and we're like, oh, this is not very good.
This is exactly my crazy fascination with awful headphones.
Oh God, you love awful headphones.
I love awful.
Why?
Headphones because my thought is, especially with the platform that we have, like, do you know how many times, and I'm sure at least some of you have been in the store and you're like, you see a pair of $20 headphones, you're like, man, I need headphones. I wonder if those are any good, but I don't want to waste my money on them. So if I can review a pair of awful headphones, first of all, I want to see where the bottom is. Like, how bad can they really be? Second of all, if I save you $20 here and there by not buying those craptastic headphones, I feel good. I feel like I have accomplished my goal. But man, do I love seeing how bad they can get. And
the ones you have right now.
Let me tell you right now.
God, the ones you have right now.
We have a review coming. It is without question the worst pair of headphones I have ever seen anywhere.
Anywhere.
It's they're so bad that when the package came in the mail, I opened them up, laughed, and immediately called him on Duo and said, dude, look at this. And he showed it.
He was so excited. It was like 9:45 at night. And I was like, what do you want possibly to call me on video at 9:45 at night? He's like, you got to look at this. And then show me. It was worse. It was so bad.
For that review. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
But the other thing is when you get these companies, you're going to get other ones that'll be like, yeah, absolutely. What do you need?
Yeah.
The guys at Moment Lenses.
Ubiquity.
Look, Ubiquity, another huge one.
Yeah.
Tenda. All these people. Yeah. I think that's the name of the company, right?
Yeah.
Tenda?
Well, yeah.
It's not Nova's the product.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, Tenda, that's what I thought. All of these companies are like, yeah, we'll absolutely take a shot. But the guys and the gals at Moment, literally, I cannot speak highly enough. Niles, Spencer, Caleb, all of those people. I specifically emailed them yesterday just to say, you know what? Thank you so much for taking a risk on a small channel. Yeah. Because they did. They absolutely helped us out. And just like the Everyday Dad says, they say no 100% of the times if you don't ask.
100%,
Reach out. If they say no, keep grinding. If they say no, keep going. Always get better.
Mine is Joe at Ubiquity. That's my dude now.
Joe. Oh, man, not to mention the fact that the product.
Yeah.
I mean,
just wait for that review.
Holy cow.
I'm pumped for that one.
Straight up, you got to give them like it's real good.
Look, if anybody was interested in the Google Wi-Fi, we have done nothing but talk about how good the Google Wi-Fi is. It's great. It is a great product.
It's real good.
But Amplify HD by Ubiquity.
Look, full disclosure, I kind of want to just reach out to Joe and be like, Joe,
how about a second one?
It's really good.
It's really good. So yeah, stay tuned for that one. That will be not this weekend. The following weekend, we will have the review for that one up. So I've got back-to-back videos. You got to see my ugly mug twice. Sorry.
And then the video after that will be me, and I'm actually living up to the challenge.
Oh yeah, the challenge laid down.
The Moment Lens challenge, actually.
Moment Lens challenge,
here in Ohio, it was snowing like crazy one day, and I went out and I filmed everything on my Pixel XL2 with Moment lenses, and I had a monopod that I actually got for free out of the trash can. Fun story about that. A monopod that was free out of the trash can.
There's your hustle for you.
Yeah.
Free equipment.
Somebody was like, we're giving free camera equipment away. I drove over and dug through the trash and got a free $45 monopod.
Yeah.
Grind. You always have to keep going. We beat that to death.
All right, let's give the people another actual topic instead of us talking about YouTube stuff.
Well, hang on. I thought you wanted to do Scott Talks Tech. Or some
What do you got? I got nothing for Scott Talks Tech.
Somebody needs to tell. How many people are actually watching the show at this point?
If you can think of an awful topic,
Stats, hit me with an awful topic for me to try to explain.
To explain, yeah.
Oh my god.
So we'll talk about a topic.
We'll give you a minute. So, because there's one Apple topic that we actually didn't cover when we were talking about our Apple segment, which is literally late breaking news. I saw it just before I came over and threw it in our chat. Rumor is the world's top Apple insider details 2 larger versions of the iPhone X launching this year.
That doesn't surprise me because they'll fix the problems with the iPhone X that they should have fixed before they launched it.
Now, how do you define problem with iPhone X though?
Well, so they're
notch, because that's not a problem.
I don't think that's a problem. I think that I actually like. I like the notch. I'll be honest.
Yeah,
it has grown on me. I have seen the notch in person. It does not bother me.
I don't think it's that big of a.
But this is you got to remember. Like people are like, oh, these chins are so huge. But the chins never bothered me on a phone either. The chins definitely don't bother me on a phone that has dual front-facing stereo speakers, like the Pixel 2.
Yeah,
that doesn't bother me at all. But the problem that I have is like they have louder speakers on the iPhone X. Oh, but they're at the bottom. So like when I'm cupping the phone, if I want to watch a video, I've now muted it. And I don't like that. Google did that with their first Pixel, and I hated that. I hated that.
If it's not dual front-facing speakers, like if you're gonna do like speaker at the top and speaker at the bottom, at this point is like, maybe let's not do that.
Yeah,
I feel like that's a bad move.
So I think what you're going to run into is they'll probably figure out. I have heard great things about the face to unlock. They'll probably figure out how to make that better, but that's all software. Quite honestly, that's so they're honestly probably
I'm still
they're
super
probably
skeptical about Face ID.
Look, I'll be honest with you. It looks and feels great in the hand. Pause.
Yes,
it really does. Our buddy Justin has one. And it's a great phone. It's beautiful.
Without doubt.
It's the pictures are still not as good as the Pixel 2.
Fair.
And there's multiple videos out there that'll show you that. You don't even have to listen to me. There is a person who is a professional photographer. I have him in my history when I watch because he does a really great review of basically all cell phones. Like he does iPhone 8 from a photographer's perspective, the Pixel 2 from a photographer's perspective, and the iPhone X from a photographer's perspective. Try to say that a lot.
No. So while you're looking that up, the rumor is we're looking at the addition of a 6.5-inch OLED and a 6.1-inch LCD model. Probably the $650 mark to $750 for the 6.1-inch LCD, which means the OLED version would obviously be more expensive. For reference, I believe the OG iPhone X is a 5.8-inch phone. Stats or somebody else can correct me if I'm wrong.
Stats!
This is so nice to have.
It is really nice to have you over there. Oh my God, I just watched the video. Where is it?
So basically the 6.5-inch would be like the iPhone X Plus version.
5.8-inch, diagonal, all-screen OLED multi-touch display.
5.8-inch.
5.8-inch. So
Tyler Stallman, I believe. Yep, Tyler Stallman. Stalman. He is a photographer. He has 53,000 subscribers, and he does basically. He talks about the different cameras and phones from his perspective as a photographer, and the Pixel 2 wins. Just even against the iPhone X, it wins.
I mean,
the depth is better. Everything about it is better. And by the way, when he does like these reviews, they are really good.
Interesting.
Really good. I'll show you. If you go watch the one on his iPhone X, he does this like depth of pixels on the phone, or like on the phone picture, and it actually somehow, I don't know how he does this. He turns it sideways, and you can see the depth of pixels. It is a sweet shot. Okay. It is super dope.
We're gonna check that one out.
Well, he also does a camera test between a Google Pixel 2 and the 20,000 Hasselblad. The Hasselblad wins.
You don't
Let me
say.
just go say that.
You don't say.
But
you're talking about
he's really
an order of magnitude higher price too.
But he also talked about how impressive it was that it hung in some spots.
Sure.
So baller.
So for the updated version of the iPhone X, we're looking at what I thought was really interesting. So the original iPhone 10, 5.8-inch OLED screen.
Yep.
That's 458 pixels per inch, right? So it gives you an idea of how dense those pixels are packed. The more dense it is, the more crisp and clear the image will appear to your eye. The 6.5-inch OLED, the rumored iPhone 10 Plus type of format, 480 to 500 ppi. So in that same ballpark, actually a little bit higher.
Yep.
So a more dense screen, a larger screen. The smaller of the new iPhone 10s is still larger than the OG iPhone 10, but significantly smaller or less dense screen, LCD instead of OLED, 320 to 330 pixels per inch versus the original 458. So that means on an iPhone 10, if these rumors are true, the 6.1 inch would have a less pretty picture.
It would. So, and if you want to know the difference between like
It would look
LCD
a little more money.
and an OLED, you go out there. As a matter of fact, Tyler Stallman, that person I just mentioned, does a wonderful side-by-side, and it's very easy to do.
Oh, yeah.
Go out there, find a picture, a black picture, and then set the phones down and set them in a dark room.
Yeah. You'll know immediately which one is LCD.
One looks like a flashlight.
Yeah.
And one looks like it's not there.
Yeah.
That is the easiest way to describe it. That is the biggest difference between you get LCD and OLED.
That's the backlight that is in every single LCD screen.
Yep.
There is literally a light that shines against the screen to make the pixels show up. So when you see black on an LCD, it actually is gray because it's light. You're seeing light, just nothing on the screen.
It's fascinating.
It's super fascinating.
That's a big phone. What was the Nexus 6? It was 6 inches, right?
Yeah.
Was it like 6.1 or was it 6.2?
6.2.
Okay.
Bezels.
So we're talking about a bigger screen size than that.
Yeah.
But that had some fairly sizable side bezels and chin.
These are minimal bezels, but the other interesting thing that again, if these rumors are true, and by the way, they're showing screenshots and everything of what these devices would look like, the notch is still there.
Oh yeah. I don't think they can get away with that. I don't know how they could do it.
Fun story, CES demoed a phone that had an in-screen fingerprint reader.
Yeah. That was
full screen.
Super sweet.
Super sweet. Yeah, but and the thing that I thought was really fun, I think it was LG. It was
not LG.
Okay, I don't know who
I
it
don't
was.
think it was LG. Stats!
Your internet's running a little slow for stats right now.
Look, we got a lot pumping through that thing right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so if it's not LG, I don't recall who it was, but what I do recall is that it was not, or at least I don't believe it was Samsung. Samsung is basically
It was definitely not Samsung.
It was Samsung's the leader in screen technology right now. I mean, they arguably have the best looking screens out there, which is why Apple uses them, and also why they're able to demand premium price for their screens. So the fact that there was a company that was able to figure out how to do this and it wasn't Samsung, I thought was super duper interesting.
A phone company out of China called Vivo.
Vivo.
Yeah, but that's not who manufactures the screen.
Oh, I don't know who makes screen.
That's why I thought it might have been an
LG?
LG screen, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. But either way, so, I mean, interesting.
That's a big phone.
It's
like
a
that's
huge phone,
got
but
to be a footprint of a Nexus 6.
The iPhone 10 isn't even that old. It amazes me that they would already basically go, yeah, this is the old version, bring out the new. That quick. Instead of really lining up behind their $1,000 flagship phone.
Well, yeah, but it's still good. It's going to come out just like they did. They're basically taking the Google model. Every year in the fall, I'm going to release a big phone, small phone. Big phone, small phone. That's what Apple's done it. They've done it for a long time. This was rushed. The iPhone X was rushed. They rushed to get the X on the 10th anniversary.
Okay,
it was rushed. So I think what we're seeing right here was a 5.8.
The real iPhone 10.
The real iPhone 10 is what you'll see this year. Is the two footprints,
the 6.5 and the 6.1.
Yeah,
so you've got the Plus and the regular, which makes sense.
The iPhone X that is right now. Yeah. Is the redheaded stepchild.
I fundamentally disagree with the idea that we need to be on a yearly release of phones at this stage, though.
Because that's outside of that.
Totally agree.
Yeah,
totally agree. But we've talked a number of times about how, at least in my opinion, we're at peak phone. We're at peak smartphone. The difference between the difference between competitor versus competitor, let alone model to model is just it's so minimal anymore. I just don't I don't see it.
There is nothing that I can find about who actually manufactured the screen, but the sensor is created by a company called Synaptics.
Yes, so Synaptics is a company that you would know from, well, you guys probably would know, but they got a lot of credit and fame for really redesigning how touchpads work on laptops.
Really?
Yeah, so for a long time, like if you bought like a Dell laptop or an HP laptop or something, that's a Synaptic touchpad. Now, I don't know who makes the ones on the Apples or the Chromebooks even.
I'll tell you this one.
On a Windows machine, most of them are like a Dell HP, something like that. Most of them are Synaptic touchpads.
Whoever made the keyboard on a 2016 and a 2017 MacBook Pro probably should be slapped in the face.
They were probably hard of hearing.
Who decided to do the butterfly keys?
Yeah.
Dumb.
No. The original ones were butterfly keys. These are the redesigned version 2, the upgraded version.
So the lesser version.
They're lower profile. They're less action, but that's also why they're louder.
It's like a baby butterfly.
It's micro butterfly.
Not good.
Baby butterfly.
Not
terrible.
Good.
Not an iron.
No.
Bad. Did you ever come up with a? You got a topic? I can see the look on his face. Scott explains tech. Hit him with a topic.
Quantum computing.
Oh Jesus!
Wow, he did straight. Quantum computing.
Good Lord.
Oh my.
Oh, let me tell you how excited I am for this one.
Look, I don't know if I can, to be completely honest. Okay, so quantum computing, as explained by Scott. Thank God this is me.
Scott explains the tech.
Hi, everybody. Quantum computing. So, long time ago, way back in I'll probably say the 50s. 1950s, computers took up an entire room. Big space, right? You had to have...
Half of the fun of this is trying to figure out... he'll start a sentence and you're like...
Where are you going with this?
We're on a journey. What's the destination?
Strap in, folks. This one's going to be... I don't know what this was going to be, but it's going to be a journey.
Look, right now, you don't know what your next sentence
is.
Nope,
sure don't.
Okay.
1950s, the computers, big as a room. Big as the house, right?
Yeah.
The gigantic things. And they eventually got to a point where they're like, you know what, look. There's going to come a time where we have got to put this thing in a much smaller footprint. Come along, let's fast forward to the 70s, and you get the Steve Jobs of the world, and you get the Bill Gates of the world, so they want to put a personal computer in everyone's hands. We're getting to the point now where like, okay, quantum computing, because we now have more computers connected to the internets.
Okay.
I've now skipped all the way to the 1990s. Al Gore creates the internet. Okay? So he literally says, okay, guys, we've got to figure out how to make this internet thing faster.
Thank you.
Because
Andrew throws out UNIVAC. Look, I appreciate that reference.
I don't get that, but that should come as
yeah.
no surprise.
Yeah.
Quantum computing.
Multivac, UNIVAC.
Here's what ends up happening with this is to the point now we have so much information and so much stuff that we need to make computers have the ability to work stronger, smarter, more efficient in order to meet the demand that we're going to have. So the quantum computing can actually give us the ability to do the things bigger, stronger, faster in order to meet the demand that we have for a certain thing. That's the worst explanation you've ever had. That was not even close to I have no idea!
You explained why quantum computing could be good, but you didn't actually explain what quantum computing is.
Well, quantum computing, it's where quantums of computers correct me if I'm wrong, I think that's about 4.
Approximately.
Approximately 4 computers, quantum, quantum.
Wow, you're stretching. Go on.
Get together, all plug in.
Yeah.
And make Bitcoin.
No.
Not right.
Not even a little bit right.
I legitimately have no idea what quantum computing is.
Do you want to know?
Yeah, I do.
High level.
High level, because I have no idea what I just explained. I don't even know the words that came out of my mouth.
So, fair warning to anybody who's watching, he's about to get dorky up in here. So your standard computer is based on this thing called von Neumann architecture.
Boy, I was real close.
Yeah. The idea is that it effectively it processes things one at a time. You get an instruction, the CPU in your computer, for compute. Yeah, 1 point for saying computer. Okay, so Scott 1.
I said computer quite a bit, and
Yes.
quantum a lot as
And
well.
a lot, yeah. Okay, so your standard computer basically only knows how to do one instruction at a time. Like it doesn't even know how to necessarily read into the future. Sort of doesn't really know how to read into the future and say like what is my task? What things do I kind of need to be thinking about right now, like a human does?
Mm-hmm.
It literally says, "What's the next thing I have to do? All right, that's done. What's the next thing I have to do? Okay, that's done." The difference between a regular computer and something like a quantum computer. A quantum computer basically exploits weird things that happen in quantum physics to calculate all possibilities for a particular thing all at once.
So it gets together with other computers
No.
to be bigger, stronger,
No.
faster, and more efficient.
No. None of those things. Absolutely none of those things. A quantum computer is one computer. There's one. Okay. Not saying that quantum computers aren't networked, but there's not a network of quantum computers to get together to think about things. You're still thinking about, like, if we tied two computers together, clustered them, which you know those things, clustering and shit like that.
Yay! You broke it!
I broke it. I broke it. We made it 25 episodes without...
That's pretty good!
Well, I mean, there was an ass once, I think.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
That was our first shit. Anyway, so a quantum...
We took the bet to see who was going to be the first.
I figured it was going to be me.
I knew it was not going to be me.
Because I'm way worse
I've gotten real close.
Well, I did too. Anyway, so you can cluster computers together, but each computer is still doing like one task at a time. The interesting thing about quantum computers is the ability to calculate in parallel all at once and basically say, all of these are the wrong answers, and here's one right answer. It fundamentally changes how you approach problem solving at the computer level. That's the shortest possible way that I can explain it.
So, it's bigger, stronger, faster.
No, not necessarily.
Maybe not bigger. It's stronger and faster. It's more efficient.
No, definitely not efficient because they all have to run
computerizing stuff.
No, because they all have to run at basically all but sub-zero. Well, definitely sub-zero temperatures, but all but like absolute zero type of temperatures.
So more efficient.
Not more efficient. It takes way more cooling than your average computer. These are air-cooled computers, effectively. A quantum computer has to be run at like liquid nitrogen, depth of space type of freezing temperatures. Not more efficient, for sure. That's why you will never have a quantum computer. Okay, within reason, caveats aside, you never need more than 16K of RAM, type of conversations aside, Bill Gates. You will never have a quantum computer desktop because fundamentally the types of questions, the types of things that a quantum computer computes are whoa different than I'm going to get on my quantum computer and browse quantum Facebook. That's not a thing. That's not going to be a thing. It's just not a thing.
Man,
you keep trying to find angles for why you're right, but you ain't.
You're really trying.
You're really not though. Wait, what?
That stupid song is now being ding on this car. I don't even know what language that is.
Does anybody want to take a stab at what that means?
That stupid song is now...
That's your relative.
It's now being
on that.
played on this car. In the car. You're playing some song, some stupid song in the car. What song did we even mention? I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500.
There's a particular song that I know he absolutely hates. And if I can remember it. All right, what else we got?
I don't know.
What do you want to do?
I don't know. This whole show is derailed.
Let's
sung in this car. Now that stupid song is now being sung in this car. What song?
I don't know. We'll get there.
Come on, Eileen. Oh, I swear.
The
hipster song with all the banjos.
That would be funny. Okay, so one last thing and then I'm done because this one just made me laugh.
I'm hungry. Pizza's upstairs.
Oh yeah, that's true. We got to do that.
Exactly. A butterfly flaps its wings and a quantum computer. What? I had to wait. Hang on a second. What?
Oh, I know.
I don't know what that means.
A butterfly flaps its wings and a quantum computer calculates how that affects the wind speed on the other side of the world type of thing. I mean, look, that would be cool. I think that's more like chaos mathematics than quantum computing, but I get the reference.
Well, y'all on another level tonight. I am not on that level tonight.
Anyway, so last topic, quick hitter, because this one just made me laugh. I'm crazy about security type of things, and especially passwords.
Oh God.
So
y'all heard about
week?
Yeah, y'all heard about the Hawaiian missile launch.
I mean, so first of all, the fact that so anybody who doesn't know, first of all, could you tell me more about the rock under which you live, because you must have the most ridiculously peaceful sleeps ever if you haven't heard of this story yet. Last week there was an inadvertent.
It was inadvertent, all right. For 38 minutes, somebody accidentally launched the.
Well, Hawaii thought that they were going to be struck by
a ballistic missile.
A ballistic missile.
Yeah.
The fascinating thing I thought was how many people basically just grabbed a drink, went down to the beach, and said, "Screw it, let's just watch the fireworks." Very fascinating. I mean, you're on the islands of the Hawaiian Island. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah,
you know what
can't
I mean?
do anything.
You're stuck. Like, you're basically just waiting.
Go nowhere.
Anyway, so there's been a bunch of information that has come out since then as far as like how this was even able to happen. Some of it is very tongue-in-cheek. Some of it is legitimate. There was an interview given. The Hawaiian emergency management officials, they held an interview. And the funny part is, in the background, there's a dude sitting in front of some computers, and in the background, there's a monitor, and on the monitor, there's a Post-it note with a password written on the Post-it note. And I immediately was like, I can't do
Same
this right
people that accidentally pressed the wrong, this is not a test, this is a real ballistic missile. Those people have the password on the monitor.
And then
did an interview so you could see it.
Well, I'm sure that room is like key card protected.
But the internet isn't. The internet is not. So like, there's literally an article that has this dude's face, and then they just zoom in on the Post-it note, and they're like, by the way, the password for whatever system this is this
Ballistic missile. One. Exclamation.
This is not a test.
What is the password? Zoom in.
Hang on. Where's
I
that?
have a bigger button.
No. It's warning point 2 with a capital W. Yeah.
Well, at least it wasn't password 1. That's a good point.
Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So
immediate ballistic missile. Anybody could just go. Anybody could go just set off the system now. Essentially, I wonder if they changed the password.
Sweet baby Jesus, I hope so.
How long did it take them to change the password?
It depends on who's in charge. If the security people are in charge, it was immediate. Matter of fact, as soon as that article went up, because I'm betting that all of the other people tangentially involved in that office were like, yeah, let's go see what this interview is all about. And then they see that, and then they're like, so 2 things. First of all, I'm gonna bust your little knuckles about posting your password on a Post-it note. Second of all, change your password. You idiots.
So I got 3
colossal idiots.
I got 3 points. 1, you did a great job on the interview. You did really great.
Yeah.
Thanks so much
for good camera presence.
Right. So thanks so much for being on part of that for our department. Second thing is you're fired. Why?
Because everyone thought that we were going to get nuked.
You've literally just given your password to everybody on live television, and now it's on the internet, so you're never going to get that changed.
Yeah.
I almost want to change my password to that. I want to change it to the password to, what is it? War Machine Rocks from Iron Man. What's your password?
War Machine Rocks.
Exclamation point.
Okay, that's all I got. I had to get that one out. As soon as I saw that one, my
quantum computing.
So
you went with that one.
Well,
you could have threw me an easier one.
No. Look, I support his decision to hang you out to dry.
Well, you successfully did that. There was no coming back from that one.
You got anything else?
What's this week's video?
This week's video will be an interesting product that we initially were going to turn down. It is a smart Bluetooth light. We're not really lighting people, so we were going to turn this one down, but it turns out it's actually kind of a neat little product. I'm hoping that it's something that we can use in one of our studios. We might have to buy a couple more of them, but it's kind of interesting.
Okay.
So that'll be this week. The following week will, of course, be a video sponsored by Ubiquiti. Really excited for that one.
Oh, yeah.
Really excited for that one. That one.
Equally excited about that.
I sincerely hope that we get a lot of people that check that one out, because this is, if you're shopping for networking type of gear, this video is going to be a game changer. This is a huge product.
That's big.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
and this is
real
coming
big.
from somebody who is a massive Google Wi-Fi fan.
Oh yeah.
I'm saying I got a replacement, and it's good. It's real good. So
Hit them with your socials.
Please come back and check those out. You can find me on Twitter at Ominous Hominid. You can find him
At Scott Peachy.
Yeah.
At Scott Peachy on the tweet machine, and at Scott Peachy 06 on the gram.
You can find the channel Twitter is at The Tech Speaks. We typically post about giveaways and or upcoming live shows when we get around to planning those out before Friday.
We had technical difficulties today, so
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
throw us a bone.
Yeah, give us a break. What else? Is that it?
That's
Facebook?
all I got.
Do you do Facebook?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I actually do. I have done a little automation with Facebook, so
Yeah.
a lot of our stuff is moving it over to Facebook. We are looking at Facebook Watch, maybe doing Facebook Live. Don't know how we're going to do that because you can't monetize videos over there. Yeah.
Interesting.
We'll
figure that one
but
out
that's
as we go.
at The Tech Speaks as well
Cool.
on the old Facebook.
Alrighty, that does it for this week. Thank you everybody for stopping by to check out our ridiculous dumpster fire of a show.
Oh, that was bad.
That was, well, it was all over the place, but you
It
know,
was
whatever.
everywhere.
So it was every week. Yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
Cool.
Thanks.
Thanks, y'all.